So we are back, another case study, and we're revealing the strategy, basically breaking down the store, basically the product types, the branding, the marketing angles, how we found the product, testing, scaling, just all around the strategy, how we're doing $8,000 a day. Yesterday was really good margins. As you can see, decent day, super happy with it. So this is one of the stores we're working with our clients. However, I spoke to one of my agency guys, Harry. He does talks as well, known him for quite a long time. He's in the agency space. He manages multiple Facebook ad accounts, and I basically spoke to him. We're struggling a few things on some other brands, and he was basically saying August is actually a bad month generally for e-com, and most of the brands he's been working with has had not the best performance. Obviously, this is the best month we've had in this store, but in general, August is probably not the best month because people are on holiday, right? Especially in the UK, America, schools off, etc. As time goes on and we come into Q4, things should pick up again. But you can see here, so we've done 8K day there, 8K, 8.7, and then we sort of picked back up here, 8.1 again. But yeah, it sort of slowed down towards the end of August, but we managed to pick it up again, which is super good. So buckle up, I'm going to be revealing everything for free. Mental, right? I could be telling you, you're probably a competitor right now and you're getting all this information for free. So I would appreciate it if you liked and subscribed to make it worthwhile for us. Obviously, it takes time out of our day. We are running multiple businesses as well. So to give you this free information and film these videos, the least you can do is like, basically. As well as that, if you are interested, on the 3rd of September, next Tuesday, I don't know when you're watching this video, 3rd of September, we're hosting a free live training in the Discord. So if you click into the Discord, you'll see it in the description below. You should, if you look in free tips channel or the chat, someone will be posting the event and you can click go in. So put that on your calendar as well. So we're doing like 0 to 30K, how to do branded dropshipping. So yeah, if you're interested to see me, speak to me, a little Q&A, and we can go into detail and basically try and get you up to date with 0 to 30K a month, which the formula is repeatable. So yeah, let's dive into this case study. It's gonna be pretty good. The store's crushing it, right? We're doing pretty well. So let's get into it. What is this branded e-commerce store? So it's targeted to women. We're selling to the countries USA, UK, and Australia, as you can see here. However, the goals basically are to mainly scale to the USA due to better taxes. Obviously, European countries and the UK have pretty high VAT rates, which really affects profit margins. So unless you've got a really high returning customer rate, it's hard to actually get good profits. So ideally, you need a customer rate of at least 20%, 15 plus ideally, to have good profits in the UK, or just crazy margins and super high AOV, but that's like quite harder to get, right? Especially if it's a competitive market. So ideally you want to be very profitable in the USA. So that's like the main focus right now. So this is a niche branded store. It's a big catalog of products all within the same niche and branded to the same target customers. However, there's only really 1 or 2 winners. Currently, there is one pretty much winning product. We're on the search for the next right now, and I'll explain how that works with a niche branded store. So the branding angle of this store is British owned women's fashion for the old money aesthetic with sustainability. So the sustainability is a bit of a bonus. I don't actually know how much that helps with sales, but it's there anyway. But yeah, British owned women's fashion with like the aesthetic of old money. That is the image we're selling. So it's a fashion brand for women with British owned old money aesthetic. That is the branding, okay? The AOV is around, well, that's actually wrong. It's like $90, $95. COGS is around $18 shipped, which is pretty good COGS. That's fully shipped with packaging, so it's decent margins. It gives us good room to spend on the Facebook ads, which is pretty much what you want. You're able to spend as much as possible, especially compared to your competitors. That's how you will compete. So to be clear, women's fashion, British owned, old money aesthetic, bonus on top is sustainability. That's what the store is, okay? So it's a niche branded store. We can keep releasing products, building the email list, the social medias, and building like a long-term brand. That's really what we were trying to focus on, right? So that's the benefits. More products, increased AOV, higher return on customer rate, can continue to test new products to find winners under the brand name. So you keep building the ecosystem with the brand image, and you can release and launch new products that are going on. Obviously, we've got one winning product right now. So right now we're trying to find more, especially before Q4. But as time goes on, if that one dies out, if it was a one product store, the store would be finished, right? So in this case, we can keep momentum by adding new products and keeping that winning product going. Because ideally, it's going to be 20% of the products that drives 80% of the revenue. Like when you're running paid ads with Facebook, you're running all your paid media budget to basically 1 to 2 products of the full brand. You're not going to be marketing your full catalog. You just want to be spending money on ads to the winning products. That's basically how it works, okay? How do we find this winning product? So funny enough, this is an e-com brand. So these are custom products in the fashion niche, okay? It is the same as drop shipping. However, we are designing the products and buying in bulk, which is actually a lot harder to scale. So scaling these sorts of stores takes way more time. It's way more cash input, but it's the same model. Drop shipping is just a type of fulfillment. It's the same thing. It's all e-commerce. Don't get confused, okay? It's a different ideation of product, okay? We designed the brand idea first based off researching competitors and market trends. So basically, it's women's fashion. Women's fashion sells, right? You don't really need to be convinced of that. There's massive brands. All we did is we understood we wanted to sell women's fashion because it's a great niche. So we chose the niche, which is evergreen. From there, we basically had a look at a few other competitors, basically sort of got an idea of what's working, checked a few Google trends just to confirm, okay, this is what we want to do. And then we came to product ideation, what is going to sell, what is going to work. So we chose the niche, which was fashion and women's fashion. The product ideation was, okay, how can we create a product to fit the brand whilst hitting the audience to be profitable on the ads? Obviously, you want to be profitable ideally with Facebook ads, paid media. It's probably the best channel still to date, whether you believe it or not, it is. That was the situation. So it took a while to design this product. It wasn't rushed. Basically, the ideology of this product was we saw a celebrity wearing a clothing item. And we thought, okay, the comments on these posts of this celebrity wearing this clothing item are brilliant. People like the product, people want the product, and the people in the comment section are usually the best customers that are reviewing something, okay? And all the feedback was positive. So if a celebrity's posted a product that was a photo on Instagram and that photo was not even designed to basically promote that product, but people in the comments are going crazy for it, that could potentially be a winning product, right? So you've got your market fit in the proof in the pudding right there. So we basically took that product, we redesigned it with a celebrity inspired twist. So when we took that product, we promoted it as basically inspired by this certain celebrity. Obviously, we designed it ourselves and made it different so there could be no issues. And it was clear. That was the marketing angle we took. A fashion item with an inspired twist from a celebrity. They had been seen wearing it, basically. That was the ideation. And it fit into the aesthetic of the brand we were creating. Old money, British owned, and women's fashion. So it was perfect. So that was the first item we saw. I mean, that is pretty much the hero product we went with to start to build this brand. And luckily it worked first time. So celebrity angle of celebrity inspired product as seen on, i.e. this celebrity, okay? But it's got to fit your brand. So that was basically what happened. Obviously, when you're researching your niche, the niche needs to be evergreen. And when you're researching your products, you need key indicators as right. So basically what we wanted to do before we decided on the brand idea and the aesthetic, you need to understand what is working in the market. So tracking competitors' sales, looking for competitors' ads is probably super key. So it's super easy, right? Go to Google, type in women's fashion or a product specific thing you're looking to sell. Look at the sponsored Google ads that come up, okay? And then you can sort of find, all right, what is being sold and what are the paid ads that are coming up first? Because the product to be coming up number one, if you're typing women's fashion on Google, it must be doing well because it's expensive to be number one on Google Shopping. You can sort of see, all right, what are the women's fashion brands that are making money? Who is selling and what are they selling? This looks pretty cool. Opoly crush it in the UK as well. So this is another competitor, meshki.co.uk. Brand sick, women's fashion as per usual. The website is pretty good. Basic branding, but it's neat, it's professional. They sell dresses. It's more of a, I would say, a European summer smart casual vibe, which is good. It's a cool brand. So with fashion, you're sort of branding the store with the type of products you sell. That is what we've done for our store as well. That's how you produce and represent these stores, is with your product and catalog base. Obviously, we've seen this website. We need to get an idea, are these guys making money? So you can track the stores. So this is Meshki UK. And as you can see in the last 30 days, they've done £836,000, which is ridiculous, honestly insane. And you can clearly see their top winning products. So obviously this is a UK store. It's summer at the moment. Well, it's coming to the end. So it makes sense that this could be one of their winning products because a lot of people are going on holiday. A lot of people want summer dresses, but this looks like a winning product, right? This suits the audience. So for example, you're looking at this case study right now and you're thinking, how does this relate to me? Okay, you can look at these women's fashion brands, find the products on AliExpress or suppliers in our private network, and you can sell and drop ship similar products to this. How do you make it work? You need to build a good branded website. You need to create good branded ads, okay? Take the store, put it into Facebook and go on the Facebook page, go onto Facebook Ads Library and you can see what ads they're running to sell these products. And I guarantee they're pretty much just image ads. So there'll be image ads of these. How do you create content? You order the product in, dress a person on it, and then take photos. It's pretty much that simple. Obviously it takes time, but you need to scour the internet and find a way you can present the brand that's different to everyone else that's gonna work. So it's exactly what we did for the women's fashion brand. Obviously we found the hero product to sort of take it to new heights. Let's quickly look at these guys' ads. So obviously we've just come onto a page and their models are absolutely massive for some reason. I guess it's plus size models. So that's the day and age we live in, everyone. But yeah, let's go to about page transparency. It says this page is currently running ads, so we can sort of get a feel of what is going on, how are they running ads, etc. Obviously these guys have got multiple stores. So I just clicked on it and went onto the USA store. Surprisingly, they're actually running videos as well. There's got to be photos as well. So yeah, these are pretty high quality photos, I'm not going to lie. So how do you recreate this ad? You go to a photo studio, you can rent photo studios, depending when you are. Obviously, if you're out in the sticks, you're not going to rent a studio. If you're in a city, you can rent fashion photography studios. There would be a white background or a green background. You get your model and you put the clothes on it and you take these basic photos and you just edit it on Canva and put text on it. It's not too difficult. You can actually do it for a lower budget than you think you can, unless you're spending thousands on models, which you don't need to. Get your friends cheaper models that are just starting out. They still look the same, they still look good, and they'll be able to do a great job. This is exactly what I'm doing for my new brand. That's what they've been doing for this brand. I'm going to get into the content as well for the store we launch, the type of content that was basically working the best. This is the Winning Hunter platform. It's sick. Obviously, you need to research the market before you launch your brand. Are the competitors making money? How are they making money? What products are they selling? What is their marketing angle? And Winning Hunter is the best for that. It's pretty much 80 to 100% accurate. Take everything with a pinch of salt, but these are generally rough guidelines to how much these guys are making, which is absolutely great. And obviously, it's super important to see what products are performing the best. This is their tool. They've got Facebook ads by tool, Meta advertisers, TikTok ads, TikTok Creative Center, which is good as well. It's pretty much all in one platform to research products, check your competitors, and research and understand a niche. If you want a discount, I've got a link below. You can definitely sign up via that or in our Discord as well. We're basically going to be showing you this, and this is a key tool we're basically using, okay? Especially if you're starting out. I think if you're starting out, this is super important because you don't really understand the industry as much, so you sort of need to be looking for things, and this will help you find the stuff that you're looking for. So look, I want to be clear. Me and my team and the client we're working with on this store, we are based in the UK. We've done fashion stores. We're aware of the industry. So we've been in the industry for 8 years in total, myself anyway. So I'm aware of what is working in the fashion industry. However, for us to reconfirm that we want to do women's fashion with this sort of like aesthetic and branding, you have to research the competitors, right? Obviously, if you're new to the game, a tool you can use is basically Winning Hunter. So I was using another tool before, come across this one now, and I actually think it's a lot better. Also, the sales tracker is definitely way more accurate. And these guys, you can basically find ads as well. So when you're researching the market, obviously you want to look at the women's fashion brands. You need to understand what is working. That's how you can create your brand image and brand ideology. You basically need to see, all right, what companies are doing well and reverse engineer that. It's pretty basic. I've said this a million times now. On this tool though, we can basically look at the fashion ads. So ideally want to look at USA because that's where the most profits are. And this is a quick thing. Obviously, if a product is working well in dropshipping, you can make that even better with custom, okay? We can go through these products. Let's have a look. You can see there is a few fashion products popping up but these are ads that are being run now in the USA, obviously in the kind of fashion catalog. You can get a gist who is running ads, who is making money. Obviously, this will just give you a bit of a probing tool, okay? The other thing you want to do as well is go into Google and obviously just Google and find these stores in the fashion space, and you want to be tracking their sales. So you need to be looking at the competitors' sales to understand if they're making money. You want to be confident that these women's fashion stores that you're sort of taking the idea from but switching it up are working. Building the site. So I'm going to show you a store called Adenola. That's how you pronounce it. So these guys started, I don't know when they started ago. It was a few years ago or very recent, but in their first year of training, I'm pretty sure they did 8 figures. They blew up. They're crazy. They're crushing it. And it's, again, women's fashion brand. So what do we need to do? So I was just looking at their store earlier because we basically designed the website off these guys, okay? Adenola, how can I explain the branding? I would say it's kind of like a upmarket sportswear brand or casual sportswear with a kind of an old money twist, but it's sick. I go out everywhere in the UK. I see girls wearing this brand all the time. They're massive. The company is worth a lot of money and they've blown up. They've done such a good job. What have we done? We've taken aspects of their business for the brand that we're running that you've seen doing just about nearly $200,000 per month. And we've taken aspects and we designed our website based off these guys because these guys are doing well. And this is in the women's fashion industry. So we've taken elements, applied it to ours to scale ours and to make sure ours works with good profits. This is the process of building a store, okay? So basically what I'm going to go over you today is like the product page. So how do we design the product page and why is it super important? So let's go to mobile view because this is where 95% of your traffic will be going. So basically what I'm going to go over the product page and the key points to why we've designed our product page like this. So number one, full size product photos, okay? Obviously with the e-com grade background, always do this. You want to send and get your photos done in a proper photo studio for the product images to make sure they're super clear. What is the reason for this photo to be here? So you know it's slidable, okay? The fact that this isn't the full photo makes sense. So it means when the user is using this, they can slide the photo and see the next images, and there'll be multiple across. Usually there are other formats. This is the format we've chosen, and yes, it makes a difference. Number two, everything is on the left-hand side, and the text and the fonts have been chosen specifically to keep it super clean, okay? You don't want it too confusing and you don't want it difficult. You want it super easy to read, super simple, super minimalistic, and what's going to be the branding is the font type and the product images, really, and the logo. Things right now, the simpler the better. Title, reviews here, always. Variants here, obviously this is just one color. Variants here, size guide, super important. You need to have the size guide to basically question people who don't want to buy because they're not sure the size is going to work. That's super important for fashion. One key point as well, when you're doing your size guide, you do not want to take them off off the main website link. You want to keep it on page. So this is like a mid pop-up and it goes through everything here. One thing for fashion is one key thing that definitely makes the biggest difference is having the model's details on the images. So if you say product is size small, model's 5'9", any human with a big enough brain can basically compare that to them. So for example, if you were 5'11" or if you were 6 foot, you go, okay, I'm going to get a size medium. You understand compared to this model, what size you're going to be. It's super important. We did that too and it works very well. It definitely increased conversion rate. Add to cart, buy it now. Obviously installments, you can do this with your payment setups, but interest-free and payment installments is super important, especially when it increase your AOV and it should get you more buyers, especially with lower budgets. Boom, complete the look. So this is an app called Search and Discovery. You can basically add complementary products. This is super important. Why is this here after that? To boost the AOV, you want to increase the average order value. So this is exactly what we've done and this works as well. 2, I'm going through this because this is the layout we've done, okay? Here, boom. This is split. So usually you have split here. So you'd have details and shipping, the materials or something. We've split it across here. So it's very easy to read and very easy for the user base. Notice how everything is just writing and super simple. This format I think is way better because it's not complicated. It's simple and minimalistic and it works, okay? You can see these guys done £800,000, which is $1 million the last 30 days. Do what they're doing. Simple works best. Seen in our community, so this is basically just sort of like that Instagram style stuff, basically showing what people are doing and what type of people are ordering the product. But yeah, this looks sick. This could be a good ad as well. Then reviews to end it off. That is pretty much the structure we've used. What are the key points is the font and the logo is the branding, and choose colors that fit your audience. Okay, these colors are sick. I think this like pastel gray green is really cool, and then the logo is super simple, but this is what's worked. Okay, when you have done your brand, you've got your ideation, you've got your product, the key point is like basically how do you test? I think this is one of the biggest questions as well. The number one question we receive is like, what creatives do you make? I think people definitely overcomplicate this. Again, it comes back to look what other people are doing and basically repeat it, but make it different. What did we do for this store? So we basically just created UGC. That's basically what's been performing our best. We've got one advertisement that has been crushing it for the whole year and a few months that we've been running the store. It is a UGC creative, basically of a micro influencer who is talking about the benefits of basically saying, I saw this product on this celebrity and I found it from this store and it's super cheap. That is the UGC creative that is working the best and is running for over a year at like a crazy route. That is pretty much what has produced the majority of the revenue. We must have spent around $200,000 on that singular ad, which is crazy. And that was one of the first ads we did. So what is the process? I think people overcomplicate making creatives. Number one, when you have a store that is scaling, you need a system in place to consistently make content. Ideally, you need 3 to 5 UGC creators that can constantly produce you content and they know what to do. And they just keep sending them products, whatever, if you're releasing new products, but they work for you long term, ideally. When you're starting off, find micro influencers that aren't going to cost much, or they might just want free product. You do not need to be paying influencers loads of money to create good content. This is all the same. You're going to be running paid ads. This is not organic, so it doesn't matter who's on the screen realistically, obviously, unless they're massive. The process is find the micro influencers, send them the product, create the script to which you give it to them, and then they can film it and then you can test. Ideally, when you send the product to a UGC creator, you need at least 6 to 10 variations of the format and script you've given them, because one might be better than the other just of how they've spoken, their energy, etc. So it's good to get as much content out of each creator as possible. When you're launching a product as well, let's say you give 5 influencers products, test all these ads. If 2 of the creators that do really well, that means whatever the way they are speaking could be better. Okay, so you want to keep sending product to those guys who are basically getting you results. Those UGC creators you want to keep and work with them long term. UGC creatives, that was the angle and type we worked, talking into the camera, and then we would basically just play music in the background. That was it. Talking about the USPs of seeing it on a celebrity and it being cheaper on another store. That was the UGC creative and structure that has been working and still to this day. So this video has gone on a lot longer than usual. I was going to be going over the Facebook testing structure and scaling structure, but I've already filmed a video from that, like maybe 3 videos back on this store as well. So I don't need to be talking about it again. Again, like I said, we have a free event next Tuesday, September the 3rd. If you want to join that, feel free. I've got a few other video ideas as well coming out as well. Got some vlogs coming up, and for the new brand startup I've started, hopefully moving into the office on the 9th of September, which should be pretty cool. So I'm going to be filming that. Cool stuff coming. Q4 is coming, so keep working. Hopefully everyone makes some good profits, and yeah, keep crushing it, guys. Peace and love.